Hello there, everybody. It is PTR Day. Deathwing has arrived, and we are just going to be testing some stuff out in Try mode to see what looks good, what feels good, what is fun and effective. Deathwing is going to be probably a complicated hero. He is a bruiser. He does have some nuance to his kit, so we're going to take a look and see what we can find. The first thing you should know about Deathwing is that he is 100% unstoppable all the time. That being said, he does not get healing or any beneficial effects from anyone else on his team. He cannot be healed, he cannot go through portals, he can't be shielded, he can't get anything from anybody at all. That's just to compensate for the always being unstoppable and the huge amount of health that he has. On top of that, he does have armor plating on top of his huge health bar, which is 10 armor per tick. So if we have a full health bar, we've got 40 armor, then 30 armor at this tick, 20 armor at this tick, 10 armor at this tick. And then once that's gone, you're basically just a health bar, and you're probably going to die. So that's cool. On top of everything else, Deathwing is going to have the shift between his... he's got two forms, so he's got two sets of spells. Form Switch is going to let you go from Destroyer, which is where we are currently at, which is going to give you access to Incinerate and Onslaught. And then World Breaker is the other form, which is going to give you Lava Burst and Earth Shatter. Now, these abilities do very, very different things, since we're on cooldown anyway. We'll just go over these ones. Molten Flame is the ability that's going to be constant between the two forms. And then the very last part about his just built-in kit, well, two things. Your cooldown for your ultimate is... Well, you get your ultimate from level 1, but it's not going to engage for... It's not 90 seconds, it's much longer than that, but quite a while. And when you're going to hit this ability, it's got a huge wind-up for 2 seconds, but you're going to deal damage flying across, and then you're going to leave a big old patch of fire under you, dealing more damage. So that's pretty cool. And then our Z, our Dragonflight, this is the way that we get our health back since we cannot be healed. This and healing fountains and globes. Those still heal you. So, okay. Can't be... Wait a minute. Cannot be cast for 4 seconds after taking damage, basic attacking, or casting ability. So, yeah. You cannot do much of anything. It works just like a regular mount, kind of. So, we're going to hit that Z. We're going to shoot up into the air. You get these cool little flames all around your border to show you that you are in the air. Now, you can't come down where there's no vision. You can only drop where there is vision. So if we try to do it here, it's just not going to do anything. We have to be able to see, either by minions or by Malfurion, and we're just going to plop right down here, thunk, with our Q. And that, there you have it, is going to... it does have a cooldown on these abilities when you drop, so you can't just be an instant global threat with Deathwing, which is a little bit disappointing, but I can understand why they want to do that. Let's see. Toggle the cooldowns for a second, because I want to see what the cooldowns actually show when we land normally. So we can't even use either of these abilities for 8 seconds. Right, when we're up in the air. So we can't just go up and then come immediately down. It is going to take a little bit of forethought. So let's hit this button. And it takes 3 seconds for us to use literally everything. So we're not allowed to do any buttons whatsoever for 3 seconds, which is pretty nasty. All you can do is auto attack and walk. And I mean, I guess from a balance standpoint, it's pretty cool. I mean, that's pretty smart. Not necessarily cool. Doesn't make him any more fun, but yeah. Anyway, here we are. We're back on the Destroyer form, which is going to give us access to these two abilities. First one, Incinerate. After 0.75 seconds, he's going to do damage in a big old circle around him. It is just damage. It is on a 4-second cooldown, though. So if you're in the middle of a fight, you just poof. And poof. Everything has a wind-up on Deathwing's kit, so you have to be aware of what you're doing. Onslaught, after 0.5 seconds, Deathwing lunges in a direction, dealing 92 damage, slowing by 35%. Deathwing bites enemies at the end of the lunge, dealing an additional 175 damage. So let's just pop up into the air, see if we can land on Arthas in 7 seconds. It's rough. It's rough. Alright, Malfurion, just stay right there. We're going to plop down right here. Going to wait a couple seconds, auto-attack Arthas. Hit him with our Q a little bit, because I want to try and kill him with this. Yeah, it doesn't do a whole lot of damage either. But we don't have any actual talents, so do a little poof. Nailed it. Fort is dead. Yeah. Talents are going to be very important to Deathwing, so that, I believe, is why they made him a kind of an off-lane bruiser, so you can collect XP and enjoy the good stuff about him. You do need to scale, because right off the bat, he's just not going to contribute a lot, and he's got a whole lot of really long, angry cooldowns. So let's switch over to... Oh, no, that's the wrong button. We'll hit the 1 key to switch over to the World Breaker form, and we'll use these Lava Burst abilities. After 1 second delay, deals 68 damage to all enemies in the area. It's going to create a pool of lava that slows them, lasts 6 seconds, and the slow is not insignificant is the word. That is Earth Shatter. This is going to put down a big old V-shaped line. V for victory! And it's going to do damage and stun 0.75 seconds. Now, it's not... It doesn't tell you the wind-up on this ability for some reason. I think it really needs to, because that is easily 3/4 of a second? Maybe a full second? That's interesting. Yeah, but that's pretty intense. Let's refresh the forts, and then I'll show you guys the ultimate. Cataclysm, he only has one ult. This is it. This is all it is going to do. It looks super cool, and it does a decent amount of damage. Not that you can see that, because nobody's in the middle of the lane, but it does have that massive fucking wind up to it, so kinda tough. I don't think you're ever going to use this to... I think its purpose is a sieging tool. That's why they gave it the 10 talent. It's going to be difficult to get damage out of it in a team fight, because it's very telegraphed. You're going to have to do it out of vision of the enemy team, and you're probably going to have to come in like from behind, you know? So if you're plopping down from your global to enter a team fight, you're basically not going to be able to use your Cataclysm unless the enemy team just lines up for it. So you've got to be using it like Syndragos. So you've got to be out of vision. The enemy team has to be surprised by it, I think. So anyway, that's it for the abilities. Let's hop into the talents. Also, look at that. 7,200 health at level 20. That's pretty nuts. The level 1 talents, Dragon Soul, what this is going to do for our 2 W abilities? Yes. We're going to heal for 75% of the damage done to enemy heroes with our poof in this form. Oh, and we are also going to heal for 150% of the damage dealt to enemy heroes with our W, the puddle, which I like this one the best right now because this makes you the most, you are the captain of your abilities. Molten Blood I also have some affinity for, because if we have if we have more than 3 armor plates, we're going to get 0.4% of our maximum health per second. So that's not too shabby. if you're in your... Well, actually, let's test it out. Let's go punch the boss real quick here. I want to see how it interacts with our Dragonflight. Because this is going to give us 2.5% of our health per second while we're in flight. And then this is going to give us 0.4. So that should give us about 3 health per second. So let's take Molten Blood. Jump up into the air. How fast does our health come back? Yeah, that is jumping. There's no timer up here for some reason. Okay, that's helpful. Yeah, I don't know if that's enough to... They might need to buff that to a full 0.5 or even 0.75. Because it still feels like it's a lot of time. Let's reset those talents.
Choose a talent.
Yeah, I just lost all minions on. Lost all interest in that talent. The Draconic Might, I think, is probably going to be a lot of people's go-to. Basic attacks against enemy heroes heal you, and when you lose an armor plate, which you have 4, you're going to be protected for 0.75 seconds. So, I think it's going to give Deathwing the ability to become more frontline tanky, and it's also going to give him a window to use his abilities after coming down from Dragonflight. So, that being said, I still want to take Dragon Soul because I think this is going to be more Bruiser centric. Yeah, I think I like that better. Our level 4 talents in Furnace, when Molten Flame is cast at 75% energy or higher, its damage is increased by 75% against heroes. I don't really like that. Molten Flame takes 10 energy to cast, and that's... You need 10 to cast it, and then it drains 30 per second. So, you're going to run below 75% energy quick. And you usually don't want to just fling your Molten Flame like off the bat, you know? You don't want to use this at high energy, honestly. I think you want to use this to seal the kills. I don't know. I don't know about that. Heatwave. Destroyer form after hitting an enemy hero with Incinerate. Deathwing deals 35 damage per second to all nearby enemies for 8 seconds. Stacks up to 4 times. So what is that? 120 plus another 20. 100, so 140 per second if you hit 4 people for 8 seconds. That's not bad. It's burning range, so I mean it's never bad. It's never incredible, but it's never bad. And it's going to increase the explosion damage of Lava Burst by 125%. So immediately, this works incredibly well with Dragon Soul. I like that. Dragon's Ire. While Deathwing has 3 or fewer armor plates, his damage is increased by 30%. So if we lose 1 armor plate, we are increasing our damage by 30%. I don't necessarily think that that's going to be the best way to do it, though. I mean, obviously, that still gives us a huge amount of health to work with and deal damage. But it's a math question between these two, like which is actually going to be better for your DPS and your healing. So I think it's Heatwave, because these seem to be just more flat increases to your ability. At 7, this is your Dragonflight tier. Well, actually, I guess we could go test those out, right? So let's take Dragon Soul. Take a look at this one, see if it's worth... And Arthas is going to race. Well, let's do this. 127. Really? So even though when it's cast, above 75%. Okay, well that just became much more useful. So if we're we weren't 100 or we weren't 75% there, so that's okay. That makes way more sense now. So I can see you'll probably want to build. I mean, there's probably builds for Q, so that's interesting. Let's reset the talents. Grab the Dragon Soul again. We'll pick up the Heat Wave this time. We are in. All right, so let's rip this W. Hit 4 people. 140 damage. That's not bad. It's not bad. Oh my God! Look, that effect is insanely cool. You got to be pretty close for it to be doing anything, though. Interesting. And then our W is supposed to increase damage as well. That is working, right? By 125%. I can't actually see the numbers. 214. I just want to take some damage and see. We're going to reset talents.
Choose a talent.
Fight me! Come on! So I'm just going to check and see. No, I don't want to get. Well, I'm unstoppable. What the fuck is wrong with me? 75% of the damage done to enemy heroes. 150% of the damage from the lava burst. Okay. So we're just going to Dragon Soul only. See how much healing that we can get here. That's a fair amount. That was a fair amount. Okay. That is 3 bars at least for hitting 4 people. We don't get our armor back though. I'm not super psyched about that. But that's fine. I mean, you shouldn't get armor back unless you're using the Dragon Plate. Balance reasons and stuff. And then we're just gonna switch. Actually, can I switch? Oh my God, you can just switch and be attacked. That's great. That's great. Okay. So let's. Now this is supposed to heal us for 150% of the damage, explosion damage. So we have to actually hit them with the wind up. I think it's doing less healing because you can be more safe when you're doing this. Let's see, so hitting 197. So about 200 per hero hit per explosion. Not my favorite. But let's pick up the Heat Wave and see what works now, because this is going to change it. We're doing 125% more damage now with our W, so 321. Is that great? I don't know. Yeah, that's at least 150-ish more damage, or healing. And that's about what we can get from our W heals too. Stand right here. I want to see if the Burning Rage actually heals us. And it just says damage dealt by Incinerate heals us. So let's see. Okay, so the persistent damage does not heal us. I feel like that is probably... I don't feel like that should be intended. If that is an intended design choice, I don't think that's a good design choice. Obviously, it's a huge amount of healing if you hit 4 people, but having this persistent healing afterwards would make you extremely tanky, and I think that would be nice. But let's check it out with Dragon's Ire instead, because this is just going to purely increase our damage output when we're below those 4 plates. Alright, so we just lost one. And now we're going to come over here. Damn. How much healing was that? It's like 316 per target hit. So that's 3, 6, 9, 12. Damn. It's about 1300. No, that's just normal, wasn't it? Because we weren't below... Well, we've got our 3 armor plates, yeah. That's interesting. I just want to check it one more time. So we're going to do Dragon Soul, we're going to do Heat Wave, and see what we can heal for. Just need to lose this plate. Come on, boss. Thank you. I didn't even lose it. Punch me one more time. There we go. $280. So it's 280, but we get the Burning Rage, which doesn't heal us, but is going to do more damage. So our damage is increased. Wow, that's... I don't know. This is going to make it more bursty damage for your W, right? And you're going to heal more with this. But this is going to give you more consistent damage, and you're going to retain the healing. You also get the healing from your W. More. You get more healing from your W, I think. Yeah, because that's 125% increase on your W over a 30% increase. Yeah, I think Heat Wave is probably the way to go. Just more flat bonuses. On to level 7. Sorry, fucking level 4 took so long. Now this is our Dragonflight tier. This is going to upgrade our Z. Firestorm. When Deathwing lands, he drops 7 meteors near the landing area, dealing 143 damage to enemies hit. Heroes hit by the meteors reduce Dragonflight's cooldown by 12 seconds. Meteors prioritize landing on heroes. If there's none around, it's just going to hit randomly in the area. So let's change this to Lost Vikings. Jump up into the air, pick the talent. Okay, can we get some Vikings? There they are. We're gonna come down in queue. We hit 3 people and basically got our mount back, which is really good. Really good, actually. I was goofing around with Skyfall a little bit. God damn. This is really good. So if you're using Deathwing more for team fighting, which I think this build is probably going to be all about, you're going to want to take this for the cooldown on your Z, because that was basically instantly cooled down after hitting 3 people only. And the let's see, what's the impact radius? It's pretty big. And we only hit 2 people that time. We were on a 7-second cooldown. Well, I don't know how long it cooled down while I was up in the air. Try it again. Yeah, it was up there for a while. This is really hard to test in try mode. Come on, Malfurion. Book it forward here. I need to see the Vikings. We're at 30 seconds right now. Okay, and it somehow didn't target. Okay, no, never mind. I have completely withdrawn my reaction to this talent. Let's not pick that. So, Dragon Soul, Heat Wave, Death Drop. Hitting an enemy hero with Destroyer or World Breaker's landing damage reduces their spell armor by 15 for 6 seconds, and Deathwing's basic ability cooldowns by 2 seconds.
Choose a talent.
Alright. So, we still have to wait 8 seconds to use it, but when we come down, we're basically saying, I can use my abilities right away. Come on, Malfurion. Walk forward, buddy. Just okay. Kill the minions. They want to be jumped on. They want to be jumped upon. Let's go. Come on. Can you root them? There we go. Gonna root all three of them. Land there, and our abilities are good to go. That's interesting. I like that. I like that heal a lot. Didn't have any energy to keep going, but our auto attacks are hitting really fucking hard. Fucking neat. Yeah. Yeah. I like Death Drop. I didn't mean to use my Q off of the drop there. I don't think Q is the correct ability to start with. Probably going to want to start with your E if you're dropping in Destroyer. Or your W if you're dropping in World Breaker. Dragon Soul Heat Wave. Try Skyfall. After using Dragonflight, Deathwing can drop meteors anywhere within vision, dealing 127 damage to enemies in the area. Has 3 charges. If a hero is hit, heals Deathwing for 5% of his maximum health and reduces his landing cooldowns by 1.5 seconds. So, you can basically half the cooldowns you have when you land if you hit people with this ability. But they have to be in vision. Wait a minute. No, that is wrong. So what it was actually doing is reducing these cooldowns. God damn. Tri-mode bots, I swear to God. It's like... Oh, it's real rough. Okay. Give me vision of the Vikings, please. Hit this. You can hit that while you're landing. Interesting. I kind of like this though. The reason that I like it is because this is a global just damage ability, right? So wherever you've got teammates and they can see, you can just pop, boom. And this is only a 10-second cooldown. So this lets you kind of do things while you're waiting on your Q and your W to come up. And it's going to heal you faster too if you're up there for health. God, his windups are the hardest part about playing him. I like Skyfall, but I'm pretty sure Death Drop is probably going to be the way to go. So let's reset those. Dragon Soul, Heat Wave, Death Drop. Here, I don't think Burn Beneath My Shadow is going to be your Snowball ultimate, but it's also going to kind of fall off towards the late game. Whereas Bellowing Roar, what this does is going to it's going to fear people for 2 seconds in an area around Deathwing. So, just pop up here. Can't drop down yet. We're just waiting and waiting, waiting and waiting and waiting. Gonna drop. Can't do anything yet. We're gonna come over here. Gonna fear everybody away, and then we're gonna breathe all sorts of fire. Obviously, it's just Vikings, but you'll probably want to... You're gonna want to use your E to engage in, and then hit your 2. Toggle those cooldowns. So we're gonna do one of these, one of these. Yeah. Try it one more this, do this, do this, and this. They're all caught up in my burning rage. That's cool. So this. Actually, you may want to W first and then... Not sure. I think this is the better choice at 10, honestly. It is another heroic, but they wanted to make sure that he could keep Cataclysm. So, this is just as fucking good. Anyway, untoggle those cooldowns. On to talent tier 13. Molten Flame's energy cost per second is reduced by 10 after using Molten Flame. Deathwing gains 10 energy over 3 seconds. Or 15 energy over. This is going to be great if you're building Q at 4. Not sure I would pick that otherwise, though. Destroyer. The bite from Onslaught now slows by 60% for 1.5 seconds. Worldbreaker. Reduce Earth Shatter's cooldown by 6 seconds and its energy cost by 10. So 13 is the tier that's going to upgrade the other set of abilities that we didn't upgrade it for. Now the tough part about it is that the Destroyer Bite is not easy to land, right? You're going to have to go that distance, and only at the tip of the screen there are you going to get the bite. 60% of a slow isn't, negligible. That's an engage for your team, but it's not going to be easy to land by any means. The reduced cooldown on Worldbreaker, though, it cuts it in half. So that, in and of itself, I think, is worth picking this talent. Yeah, because the area on this stun is actually huge, especially if people are in a line. So you don't have to hit with both thingies. You just have to hit with one. And if it's on a 6-second cooldown, you can basically become a stun bot in a team fight. So I think that's going to be what to go with. Fire and Fury basic attacks against rooted, slowed, or stunned enemy heroes deal 30% additional damage and reduce the cooldowns of Deathwing's basic abilities by 0.5 seconds. So this is his Executioner. I don't know if that is going to be worth it, though. It's 0.5 seconds per auto attack. You're going to be in auto attack range with Destroyer? Right? 4 seconds on Incinerate. Okay, well, let's see what happens. So what should happen? We'll E in. This is going to slow. Then we're going to W for the heal, and then we're going to auto attack. Is it just the bite that slows? No, it's the whole thing. Okay. So we're going to E in. We're going to I'm actually going to die. I don't like that. So it's a 2-second slow. But the wind up on Incinerate is 0.75 seconds. Jump in, hit our W.
That was rather entertaining.
That is like 0.5 seconds worth of cooldown with that ability. That seems really bad. So proccing it yourself, impossible. If you're having like an Arthas or Jaina or Alarak, etc, whatever, and you can follow up on their CC, maybe that's worth it. But I do not like that at all. Just as a bruiser and as an offlaner, your whole job is pretty independent of the rest of your team. So I don't think that talent is very good at making you more independent. So Dragon Soul, Heat Wave, Death Drop, Bellowing Roar, Ruination, definitely going to be the way to go. At 16, let's see, Conflagration dealing 702 damage with Molten Flame to enemies' heroes within 4 seconds causes them to burn for an additional 219 damage over 4 seconds. While burning, they explode every 1 second. Damn, son. That's a lot of damage. But again, it falls within the realm of Q build, so maybe we'll do that afterwards. I don't think Q build is going to be a consistent form of really playmaking potential. Gaze unto destruction. Hitting heroes with Destroyer or World Breakers landing causes their damage to be reduced by 75%. Wow! But you have to hit him with this. I wish it told you how long it takes to land. Obviously, we've seen it takes a really long time to land, so... let me just check it real quick. Jump up. I'll toggle cooldown so they're ready. Now I can't see because I left vision. This is so bad. Q. It feels like about a second and a half. Toggle the cooldowns again. So that's 3 seconds. The channel there. Yeah, I think that's about a second and a half. Not loving it. Not loving it. It is potentially a very good follow-up on an engage from a tank, but I don't think it's... because it's so hard to engage from Dragonflight, right? Like, maybe if it were half the time it takes, you could make some argument for these talents, but I don't like that. So let's see. 1, 2, 2, 2, 2. And then this one, I honestly feel like is the best one. Elementium Plating. Activate to gain a shield equal to 35% of Deathwing's missing health for 8 seconds. While the shield holds, Deathwing regenerates 2% of his max health per second. When the shield expires or is destroyed, Deathwing gains armor plates appropriate for his new health. The shield and effect end immediately if Deathwing uses Dragonflight. So this ability specifically is, now that I read it more, is a panic button. It is an engage shield. It's going to help you heal if you really have to have that heal immediately. Everything about this talent is so much better than the other two, because it's that ability that has a lot more potential, whereas these two are like, sure, this is going to do a lot of damage, but you got to build around your Q. You have to set your whole game plan around your Q. This one is completely dependent on landing an ability that's insanely hard to land, and then this one is just hit button, everything is good. So yeah. And if you manage to keep it for the full 8 seconds, you're going to get a fuck ton of healing back. That's, what, 16% of your maximum health. And then if you go over any of the ticks, you're going to get that armor plate back, assuming it goes the full duration. Yeah, but like, look at the let me punch this real quick. Hit me. That 3 button. Wait a minute. Missing health. Okay, I thought it was max health. Never mind. I'm terrible. So definitely not going to do the engage that I thought. Alright, boss has punched us enough. We're going to toggle those cooldowns. We're going to run at the boss again, and we're going to hit 3. That is a huge shield. So we didn't get any armor plating back, but Try it again. We're healing. We're gonna get it this time. Yeah, there we go. Boss punched it right off of us again, but pretty dope. Almost got it. Yeah, I just like that ability much more than the other two. It's just it's much more effectively contained. It's so much easier to work with. At level 20, our talents again. Look at that face. Stood in the fire. Enemy heroes are slowed by 40% while standing in scorched ground, and its duration is increased by 50%. Obviously, that's a nod to all the people who don't know how to not stand in the fire. Great. Enemy heroes are slowed by 40% isn't insignificant, right? Like, how long does it last now? Lasts 6 seconds. So it's now going to last 9 seconds. And they're going to be slowed. And they're going to take a lot of damage. I don't know. Let's just see. If I can't kill the Vikings immediately with just my ults, it's not going to be worth. So, where does this go?
There is no shelter from my fury.
Okay, go away. I need to try this on actually all of them. Boink.
Your enemies fall before you. Double kill.
So Baylog was full health. Baylog didn't die. No. I think that's garbage.
Is eternal.
The 40% slow is whatever. I mean, I guess that can help your team a little bit, but I don't. This thing does not deal enough damage on its own over that 9 seconds, and the team fight is probably going to move in a different direction by that time. So, or be just completely over. Anyway, no, I don't think that is a good talent. So. 1, 2, 2, 2, 2, 3. Let's see what we've got. Arrival of a God gives us all of our level 7 talents, and the damage from our landing is increased by 400%. So that is actually incredible, because this talent is just cool, and this talent is insanely useful in team fights. And then this talent in and of itself is just kind of very, very good. So these talents together, plus the increased damage on your landing, you could probably hit at least one person in a team fight, right? So I think that could be potentially super, super good. Let's toggle the minions, see if Malfurion can get back up. Let's just see what happens. Jump up into the sky. Oh, I've got to toggle minions back on because they were off. Vikings should push up too, hopefully. This has a delay on it too. Oh god, I didn't realize that. Gonna help Malf clear a little bit. Wow, that is pretty pathetic damage. So obviously the intention of this ability is not to do damage. Blunk. We're gonna land here. Can we go through walls? Nope, can't. Interesting. That was bad. I could have arced out of there too. Look at me. I'm terrible.
Killing spree.
Let's jump up one more time. Malf, I need you to walk back forward, buddy. Oh my god. Okay. Kill that. Sorry this is taking so fucking long. You're just trying to get a feel for the natural flow of these abilities. Please die. We're gonna hit our Q right here. Bonk. Everybody's dead. And then we just are out.
Triple kill.
No shelter from my
Okay. We gonna get that plate back? Yes, we are. Nice. Yeah. It's back up after, and that did do. I mean, that killed at least one Viking. I wasn't paying attention to which one, but it did a thing. I think that's going to be solid #1 contender. Let's reset those talents again. 1, 2, 2, 2, 2, 3. Holy shit!
Choose a talent.
And then level 20. Destroyer's Rampage. For the next 6 seconds after landing in Destroyer form, Deathwing's damage is increased by 40%, and his basic ability cooldowns recharge 50% faster. Damaging heroes refreshes this effect, and switching to Worldbreaker form removes the effect. So basically they're incentivizing you to land in melee form. So his damage goes up, which is going to make us heal more, which is fantastic. His basic abilities recharge 50% faster as long as we are in Destroyer. Okay. Why is this on it? What? Maybe that's from refreshing them. That's weird. Anyway, so I'm going to wait for Mouth to walk up. We got to hit our Q to land in Destroyer. And there it is. We got our abilities immediately. I did not want to hit my Q there. Scare everybody away. Hit my Q here.
Double kill.
require more. Your efforts are
Killing spree. Double kill. Triple
Just
kill.
refreshed? Oh, I did read that and totally didn't understand what I was reading. That's incredible. Let's toggle them cooldowns. Jump up into Dragonflight. And we are going to land. He hit a great root. I can't do anything with it because my cooldowns. Like that's going to be the biggest, hardest problem to deal with Deathwing. Okay. So now we're going to hit our Q, we're going to land here, we're going to hit our W immediately, jump on him with our E, our W is up again, we're going to hit another one, we're going to breathe fire in this direction.
Mayhem.
That bellowing roar, heal up from some damage there, do one of these.
Double kill. Triple kill.
I like that one. I like that one a lot. Because that's going to increase your healing. That's going to, yeah, that's going to synergize with the rest of your kit really well.
beneath my wings.
I really wish I could force Mouth to walk over here. Recharging. Whoop. Love it. I think that's probably the build that you're going to need to take with this character. We can give Q build a shot too. Let's toggle minions, reset talents.
Choose a talent.
Go hide our big ass in a bush here. I wonder if you're visible in bushes. Anyway. Probably want Draconic Might. Infernus. Hello minions? There they are. This one I don't think matters with the Q build, so we'll continue with Death Drop.
Choose a
Take that
talent.
one just for shits and giggles.
Choose a
Wicked
talent.
Inferno, Conflagration, and Arrival of a God. Now these are all Q talents, so when we cast it above 75%, damage is increased against heroes. So whoosh!
Killing blow.
They were.
Double kill.
Oh my god, that's cool. That's really cool. That's actually really fucking cool.
Cannot defeat.
Let's let our energy recharge here. So we've got to cast it at here. Against these guys.
Enemy slain.
And we did enough damage to them that they are going to poof the fire against each other.
Well done. Double kill.
When you're building this, it's not difficult to get that
Final.
to hit that 702 damage mark.
Hero of the storm.
Is that just period? Yeah, it's just any enemy hero. It went faster there because we were hitting multiples.
Triple kill.
That could be fun. That could be, I mean, that could be a pretty memey build. Man, that looks cool.
Your enemies fall before you.
Tough stuff.
Choose a talent.
Yeah, but I think 1, 2, 2, 2, 2, 3, 3 is how this character is going to be best utilized. Try to hold off on using your Q as much for damage. We hit our lunge in here. Do one of these bad boys. Try to roast him a little bit. We'll switch over because we got the reduced cooldowns on our E. Missing it. Oh wow, I didn't miss it.
Your efforts are insignificant.
Do one of those. Try to hit the fear on the run. Didn't work that way. Fight Bay. Okay, that's fine. Put this here. Put this here.
You are less than
Double kill.
Got them both. Wow. Yeah, I'm just goofing around now. So it's been about an hour's worth of Deathwing theory crafting from the PTR. I definitely think he may get some buffs before he goes live because he is incredibly difficult to utilize right now. But yeah, I do like him. Here's his dance. He's a dragon. Obviously, he can only do so much with his dance, but he do shake his booty. Look at that dragon butt. And then our taunt. Damn. That's impressive. Love it. Actually love it. Yeah. Yeah, that's Deathwing in a nutshell. Gonna do one more Cataclysm just because I feel like it, and it looks so damn good. Look how far this stun goes too, man. Roasted.
A killing blow.
Oh, never have to stop doing it because the cooldowns never end. Hilarious.
comes for this.
Your foes will rue this day. Double kill. Triple
I don't know.
kill.
Yeah, sorry, I'm goofing around. Wasting your time now, but thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed yourselves. We'll be back when this character comes out for real to try him in some games. Those quick match times are probably going to go through the roof, but I think it's going to be totally worth it to play this character because he may be difficult, but he is a lot of fun. So I'll see you guys then. Thank you again for hanging out, and